If you're looking to apply for the Global Talent Visa and you're not sure whether you're best fit or not, or even best prepared for the Global Talent Visa, then you need to hear my story. My name is Yomi, and in November 2024, I got endorsed for the Global Talent Visa. But this did not come easy. This came after 3 huge attempts. I had applied for the Global Talent Visa when I first relocated to the UK back then in 2022. And one of the major mistakes I realized that I made then, looking back, was I underestimated how much preparation is required for the Global Talent Visa. A few mistakes I made was the fact that when I was asked to submit my evidences, I remember that I booked this session with a consultant, and I wasn't particularly ready to pay through the nose because yes, it was expensive, but the truth of the matter is good things don't come easy. If you're really looking to get things done and you are able to see someone that is happy to help you go through the process, even if it comes at a price, I think it's best you probably like jump at it because it helps reduce the chances of failure, especially when it comes to the Global Talent Visa. There are different advices out there. There are different guides out there, but sometimes it can become overwhelming. Now, if you're looking to apply for the Global Talent Visa, I'm sure you've gone through the technician guide, and most of the time it seems overwhelming. Like it seems like you cannot even attain 1%, or you've probably have not attained, the slightest percentage of the requirements that is, detailed in this guide. And it's one of the reasons I do what I do. I try to simplify, in the easiest form, the requirements that are detailed on the technician guide. I am currently working on a detailed video guide. If you want to join the waitlist, just click on the link below that actually details to the simplest form, every requirement that you need to make for the Global Talent Visa application, especially through the technician endorsement. Now, back to my mistakes. The first mistake I made when I was to apply for the Global Talent Visa was I wasn't well prepared. For you to apply for the Global Talent Visa, you need to be well prepared. And what does well prepared mean? You need to have gathered your evidences. If you're probably like not documenting your stories, if you're not documenting your achievements, you're not documenting things, you're a part of teams that get stuff done, but you are not probably like taking pictures, you're not attending events, you're not contributing in the developer ecosystem, you're not pushing out stuff. These things would most likely hamper your chances of being able to get endorsed because you almost have nothing to put in the document. Now, the second thing itself is sometimes we don't look back enough to things that we've done, whether in small circles or in big circles, and we think we've not done so much when we're applying. So it limits how much evidences we're able to gather. Now, one of the things that helped me when I was going to apply the third time, after my first 2 failures, was I went through my mails. I went through every single project I've had to work on. I went through every single contact, that I had to probably like deliver a project for companies I've had to work on and try to see if I'm able to get the slightest evidence as possible. So you need to actually look back. You need to probably like do, you need to speak with people that you've probably done stuff for and see if you're able to get some sort of evidences. Now, that leads me to the next mistake that some of us actually make. Sometimes we are too scared to actually ask for help. Now, when I was going to apply the third time, I was actually quite skeptical on speaking to certain persons who have really known my work for quite a number of years as to maybe like providing recommendation letter, or probably like being able to provide references, or probably being able to provide some certain snippets, of projects that we've worked on in the past. The worst they will say is no. Now, during my first application, I had a friend write a recommendation letter for me, which was wrong anyway. And I had 2 other persons provide recommendation letter. Now, the reason I had just 2 extra person write recommendation letter was I was too scared to ask. I was too scared to ask for favor. But the truth of the matter is, people are willing to actually help as long as they have the heart to, as long as you have the right approach to. So for some of us who probably like burn bridges when it comes to relationships and all of those, for the Global Talent Visa, this is like a moment to burn bridges. Another mistake that I think I made when I was applying itself is I wasn't well detailed about my achievements. Most of the time, we've achieved a lot of things, but we don't know how to, blow our own. We don't know how to really tell our stories. One thing about the Global Talent Visa is you need to be a very good storyteller. And that is one of those mistakes I made. In my initial applications, I really did not sell myself as well as I needed to. This is a marketing engagement. This is you selling yourself to as part of the best of the best. You're competing with the top 1% in the world, applying to, the Global Talent Visa, trying to come to the UK, and the enormous advantages. So you can imagine the number of applicants, a day that are applying for the Global Talent Visa, wants to get on board, but are not able to. Or probably they have solid profiles, and just on seeing their profiles, they probably get approved. You might even have much better profiles than most of these people that are applying. But sometimes we just feel we are not sufficient enough. And yes, that now translates into how we tell our stories. We don't probably put metrics, we don't put numbers, we don't talk about, we are not loud about how much we do. Now, the final mistake that I remember I made was I wasn't so detailed around my evidences. One thing that the Global Talent Visa case workers want to see is screenshots of stuff you've done. Now, you don't need to tell a lot of stories. You don't need to write a lot of text. Short text with, numbers, and then pictorial format of what you've done. You can add a few links as to, yes, this is the link to this is the link to that. But they want to see most of these things, screenshots in the documents. Yes, don't forget, they need 3 pages maximum for each evidence. And how do you accommodate all of these evidences in one document? So I'm currently working on a detailed video guide that actually details how you can best apply for the Global Talent Visa. In case you want to join the waitlist, you can, pop in through the link below. You can, join the waitlist or probably book a call with me. I'll be happy to provide, reiterate most of these things that you need to prepare. So back to the gist in itself. The evidences that you are, sharing or providing has to be in pictorial formats, snippets of your code and all of those things. And I think I'll just branch a bit by saying that you need to actually show stuff you've done. Yes, you might say, oh, there's a lot of sensitive data and all of that. But yes, the technician caseworkers are also very particular about how they store your data. And this is not stored for more than 5 years in itself, after which it is deleted on their server. So you might need to actually show sensitive data. Just request permission from maybe your superior. Let them understand the requirements of this particular application. And I'm sure most of them will be happy to help. I was able to show, screenshot as to how much financial transactions, some of the product I've worked on, how much financial transactions we've made, how much impact we've been able to accomplish in the markets, and a few other things. And one of the things that I was able to do was get one of my bosses to actually write a detailed recommendation letter for me. So you don't know how much, you can actually get done until you get started on this journey. And again, you need that hand holding, which was one of the mistakes I made. I wasn't so happy to be able to pay someone to probably help me with review of my documents and all of those. Not like I didn't have the money, but I just felt, well, why do I? But well, again, I had to apply 3 times before I could get it, something I could have probably gotten the first time. If you have to pay someone to help guide you and lead you through this journey, please do. It's just a one-time thing. They help you provide their own experience, the best experience, and you get it most likely at once. So those are a few tips I just felt I should share from my own personal story as to how I jumped on the Global Talent Visa and how you can also avoid certain mistakes within in this journey as well. Finally, in case you want to book a one-on-one session with me and you want me to review your document, I'll be happy to help with this. As I said earlier, I'm also working on a video guide, which will be detailed step-by-step how you can apply for the Global Talent Visa. If you want to join the waitlist, just pop in the link below. I'll be happy to share.